Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Malaysia this morning for the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations Leaders Summit. Donald Trump will also be in attendance after threatening to raise tariffs on Canada another 10%. CTV's Colton Praill joins us now. Good morning, Colton. What has the Prime Minister said about Donald Trump's latest tariff threat?
Yeah, we heard a couple of interesting things from both leaders this morning. And this morning, because of the 12-hour time difference, really interesting. On Air Force One, Donald Trump said the two leaders haven't spoken, but also that he does not want to speak to Mark Carney and that he likes the trade deal as things stand right now. He is very upset about the ad that the Ontario government ran featuring Ronald Reagan, showing that Reagan was anti-tariff and taking this very, very personally and quite upset about that. And that's why he says he's ratcheting up these tariffs. Interestingly, though, specifically, when is that going to happen? Because at this point in time, it hasn't, and we have no details. Donald Trump said that we'll see. He did not have a clear date. He just said that he would let people know. So at this point in time, that's very much still up in the air. The Prime Minister asked about those comments from the president, the fact that Donald Trump doesn't want to meet him, the fact that Donald Trump seems to be quite upset with him personally, despite the fact that it was a provincial government ad, and we know how important personal relationships are, said that Canada is still ready to continue those talks with the United States whenever the United States is ready to come back to the table. Throughout the 30 or so minute press conference that Mark Carney held, he was asked extensively about this, and he kept repeating the same point, which was that progress was being made when it came to certain sectoral relief packages, think steel, aluminum, and energy, and that progress was real and they are ready to continue working on this, but that they can't change the U.S. Or Donald Trump's reaction to what has occurred. This is the situation that they're in, and so instead they are going to continue to focus on what they can control inside of Canada. Obviously, a lot of talk about the budget and what the funds in the budget are going to be going towards, not specifically, but what it is they're trying to achieve with that budget, and acknowledging that they will be there when the U.S. wants to come back to those talks, if the U.S. wants to come back to those talks. So no open or public urgency from Mark Carney to scramble to reach out to Donald Trump. He was asked repeatedly if he's reached out personally, whether via text or through official channels. He said that's not the case, that they have not spoken, that he has no plans at this point to speak with him because the president has made it clear that he is unavailable. So that's where things stand at the moment. The other interesting caveat to all of this is that Trump, as much as he is taking offense to the Reagan ad, is framing this under the context of Canada trying to influence the U.S. Supreme Court decision. Don't forget, in the States right now, next month in November, the Supreme Court is going to be looking at an appeal on a case where Trump's IEEPA tariffs, the fentanyl-based tariffs impacting Canada, that's the 35% baseline, but also the CUSMA-exempt tariffs, are deemed to have been illegal or improper by lower courts. And so that's going into the Supreme Court. And if that fails, it would have a huge impact on Trump's economic policies. It would have a huge impact on his domestic politics as well. It wouldn't offer a lot of economic relief for Canada because of the fact that we are being hit hardest by sectoral tariffs. But Donald Trump's not looking at it through a Canadian lens. He is looking at it through an American lens. He is concerned about this upcoming Supreme Court appeal hearing, and he is lashing out, really, is what's happening here in response to this Ontario government ad.
Well, thank you so much, Colton, for joining us this morning.
Anytime.